Hello, and welcome back to the Radio Ventriloquist Enterprises YouTube channel. I am the Radio Ventriloquist, and today I would like to talk a little bit about my my Cambridge Audio AXR100 stereo receiver and AXC35 CD player. Now, as I go through all this equipment, I just sort of want to share a bit more of why I like these pieces. You can find lots of reviews on the AXR100 that go into more depth about how it sounds and things like that. To my ear, it sounds great. I like the way this thing sounds. It sounds really good. I hear people talk about this. This is the British sound. This Cambridge Audio receiver. Has that British sound to it. I don't have enough experience with a wide variety of receivers or amplifiers to be able to note that, yes, it does have that British sound to it, but I'll trust those people who have that experience and who do say that that is a characteristic of this amp. I will say this, presents itself as very well built. It's a sturdy piece of kit. It's got a lot going for it. It's got digital inputs. It's got analog inputs. It's got a moving magnet phono cartridge. It's actually quite good. It'll do Bluetooth. It's got a mini plug over there as you're looking at this to the right, just there on the other side of the volume knob. It's got a headphone jack. It's got an AM/FM stereo receiver in it. That's what makes, or stereo tuner, that's what makes it a receiver. It's got the radio component to it. Now it does, power-wise, it's rated for 100 watts into 8 ohms, 150 watts into 4 ohms, and I'm running 6 ohm speakers, so let's split the difference and call it, for me, it's sort of cranking out at about 125 watts per channel. Now, am I using all that? No, I don't listen at those kind of levels. It's got all the oomph that I need for it to have. It powers these ELAC F6.2s easily. It doesn't seem to be lacking for any kind of power to make them come to life. I will say this, the ELACs, you really need to get them up in volume a bit. They are not a low-level volume listening speaker. They really come to life at 70 plus dB. And I like to listen to 65 to 75 dB, peaks at 80 plus a little plus 80. That's the sweet spot for listening for me, for the music I listen to. And that this AXR100 gets me there without any problem whatsoever. Now the digital inputs are 2 Toslink and then 1 coax. So it's got its own DAC. The AXC35, the CD player, it's just a straightforward CD player. I liked it because it fits visually with the AXR100. Now, I had the AXR100 for several months before I bought the CD player. So I agonized about what kind of CD player to get. And I finally decided, as I was reading reviews and things like that, it was all sort of 6 one, half dozen the other. And I thought, I like the look of the AXR. The AXC is in that family, so the visual aspect will work real well. And then I discovered this, and this was a big selling point in regards to this. The AXR100's remote will operate the AXC35. Hurrah! I thought, yeah, great. That's one less remote I have to worry about. And if you're like me, you probably have a drawer full of remotes that I got to use this one for this piece of equipment and that one for this one. So anything that will, neaten up that bucket full of remotes, all the better. The CD player, I don't know what to say. It's a CD player. It opens and closes with authority. It seems to run fine. It reads the CDs I put in. My only drawback with it might be that on the back, of course, it's got two RCA outs if you're using it as a CD player, utilizing the DAC that's in the player itself. But it's only got one digital output, and that's a coax output. I would have liked to have had the option to do coax or Toslink, to be honest. I find myself leaning towards Toslink as a digital connection when I can use it. I've got reasons for that. As I have gone along, I've discovered some things, and I just sort of find myself going, I'm falling into that. If I can use Toslink, fall into that camp. But I will say this receiver is used every single day. We have our television. The sound from our TV runs into this stereo receiver. It's going in on one of the Toslink connections, utilizing the DAC in the AXR100. So it gets used all the ripping time. And this has been just a stand-up piece of equipment. We've had no problems with it whatsoever. It will take, I sort of liked this when I bought it, it will take two pair of speakers. It's got, connectors in the back for an A set, and a B set of stereo speakers. And I thought, oh, that'll be neat. I did run a second pair of speakers with this for a while. I got some that I thought, well, I'll look for some speakers that are going to have a very different sound signature than what the ELACs have. And I did. I found that, and I ran them, and so I was able to listen to these other pair of speakers. I really liked them. But for me, it was just getting frustrating between, which one do I want to listen to? Just one pair of speakers. That's good enough for me. I don't think that two pair of speakers is going to be a selling point for me in the future when I'm looking at receivers or integrated amplifiers. The other speakers became the basis of a second stereo system that sits in another room. We will get to that eventually. But in closing, I really do like this equipment. I like Cambridge Audio's sort of design language on it. I think it's a very clean, very neat appearance. It looks good. It functions wonderfully. I cannot sing its praises too highly. But if you want more detailed reviews for how it sounds, from people who have a better ability to describe that sound, you can find it. Andrew Robinson did a really good review on these. Zero Fidelity did a really good review. If you just check and do some searching, you will find multiple reviews on the AXR100. So not a difficult piece of kit to find other more in-depth reviews on. But for my humble opinion, or some might think an erroneous opinion, I like them. I like them a lot, and I'm very happy with them, and have been for the past over a year and a half. And after we get past the first of the year, I'm going to have to start saying for almost 2 years I've had these. But good pieces of kit. I highly recommend them. And if you're in the market for something like this, you really need to consider these. Price has gone up since I purchased them, but then what hasn't gone up in price over the past year? But I still think even at the price it's running at today, it's still a really good buy. It's really well worth the money. And to be honest, when I bought it, it was $500, and it was probably underpriced. If I'm honest about it, it probably would have fared just as well at a price point a bit higher, which it is now. But I will give kudos to Cambridge on this. They've produced some really good equipment at very reasonable prices. And this was something that I was really having to be careful about. I was working with a budget. on this. So thank you, Cambridge Audio, for making really good equipment, and I hope y'all have a good day. If you're watching this in the day or at night, hope you have a restful night if you're about to go to bed. And we will do this. Yes, I've had to adjust things. Yes, there is the Christmas tree. So as we are entering into that time of year, I'll let you go with a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And hope you'll be back to see other videos that I'll be putting up. Y'all take care. Thanks for stopping by.